There's a reason your heart feels a gentle tug in the stillness of the night. A reason your thoughts drift back to someone whose presence once echoed through your life like a soft, haunting melody. Heaven is revealing something sacred to you now, something not even your own soul was ready to uncover until this moment. Archangel Michael has stood in silence beside your bed, watching you toss and turn, feeling that restlessness in your spirit that no distraction can numb, no sleep can soothe. There is someone who lies in the quiet of their own darkness, with tears in their eyes and your name trembling on their lips. This person you once walked beside in the physical world now reaches for you in the spiritual realm, visiting you not in flesh, but in the realm of dreams. Whispers carried by heaven, dreams that are not just dreams, but divine conversations written in symbols, sensations, memories, and unspoken prayers. God is not allowing you to move forward until this message reaches your spirit. The connection you thought was over, the bond you believed time or distance could break, has never been severed. Heaven does not forget divine assignments, and this one is still active. This person sees you in their dreams not because they miss you, but because their soul is screaming for reconciliation, for healing, for closure, or for completion. Every time they close their eyes, they are pulled back into the energetic imprint you left on their spirit. An imprint God allowed because the two of you have unfinished spiritual business that is now reaching a breaking point. They are not dreaming about you by accident. They are not haunted by your memory because of random nostalgia. These dreams are sacred visitations, allowed and sometimes even orchestrated by your angels to stir the truth inside both of you. Archangel Gabriel has whispered your name in their ear while they sleep. The same way you feel something shift in the atmosphere when you think of them, they're feeling it too. This person may be waking up in tears, unsure why they feel so much love, guilt, confusion, or longing. They may be brushing off the vivid dreams as coincidence, but heaven says no. These dreams are instructions, a mirror of their soul calling out to yours for healing, truth, and divine resolution. You were chosen to play a role in their transformation, and they were meant to trigger something in you that would activate a new level of spiritual maturity. But it can only happen if you stop ignoring the signs. The dreams you've been having lately, the ones that feel more real than reality itself, are not dreams. They are messages. These moments in the night where your subconscious walks hand in hand with theirs under moonlit skies or strange symbolic settings are not fantasies. They are revelations. And the reason it feels so powerful, so emotional, so heavy in your chest is because the spiritual cords that still exist between you have not been cut. Whether this person is someone you loved and lost, someone who hurt you deeply, or someone you thought you moved past, their soul is crying out. Not for attention, not for your return, but for the truth. And the truth is this: heaven is using this person to awaken you. You're being called to look deeper into your own heart, your own history, and your own healing. Because until you understand why you were chosen to be a part of their journey, you will remain spiritually restless. You will continue to receive these visitations in your dreams until your soul accepts the divine lesson tied to them. The question now is, will you open your heart and ask God what the dream really means? Or will you let the dreams pile up like unanswered letters from heaven? Because the next one may reveal something that will change everything you thought you knew. And heaven says that revelation is coming very soon. There's a realm between sleep and wakefulness, where time does not obey the laws of the earth, and distance means nothing. It is here, in this sacred corridor between dimensions, that this person's spirit keeps returning to yours over and over again. Not because they want to, but because they have to. There is something their soul remembers that their mind has tried to forget. And every time they drift off into sleep, heaven pulls them gently into this realm where the truth can no longer be ignored. These dreams are not merely echoes of the past. They are instructions, blueprints, sacred nudges from the angelic realm designed to bring you into alignment with a truth far greater than either of you has understood. This person does not just see your face in their dreams. They feel your essence, your emotions, the echo of your heartbeat. They find themselves speaking to you, confessing things they couldn't say in life, releasing burdens they've been carrying silently, some of which you were never even aware of. Archangel Michael is standing beside both of your souls in these dreams, making sure nothing is said unless heaven has approved it. Every tear in the dream, every embrace, every moment of silence between you is orchestrated. And the reason it feels so overwhelming, so real, is because it is. It is real in the only realm that truly matters, the realm of spirit, where all truth is laid bare and nothing can be hidden behind pride, fear, or denial. God wants you to understand something now, and He says it must be received not with your mind, but with your spirit. This person dreaming about you every night is doing so because a divine promise was tied to your names long before you met. You were written into their life not for romance alone, not for friendship, not for fleeting moments, but for a spiritual purpose. And though the earthly circumstances may have shattered, the contract made in heaven was never broken. They may have walked away. They may have betrayed you. They may have disappeared, passed on, or remained in silence. But their soul has never stopped trying to make its way back to yours. Why? Because their healing is tied to your presence, and your growth is tied to your release of them. This is the holy tension that heaven has allowed, one that stretches you into spiritual maturity while forcing them into accountability before God. And in the nighttime realm where masks fall away and the spirit speaks clearly, they keep returning to the only place their soul still feels understood, your presence. You may wonder why you've been feeling emotional for no reason, why your chest feels heavy in the mornings, why their name suddenly echoes in your mind without provocation. This is not nostalgia. It's not random. These are energetic ripples from their dreams. What they experience while asleep travels through the spiritual cord that still connects the two of you, reaching you like a wave. Their tears and dreams become your waking melancholy. Their confessions and dreams become your sudden urges to speak to someone you've not spoken to in years. You're not imagining this. You are experiencing divine overflow from a connection heaven is still watching closely. And it's time for you to ask, why now? Why are these dreams intensifying? Why are they being allowed to feel you so clearly, even after everything that happened? Heaven answers, because the time of revelation is near. God is not allowing you to move forward without understanding the full weight of what this connection was meant to do in your life. You were not sent to love this person the way the world understands love. You were sent to awaken them, to shake the slumber off their soul, and to provoke a healing that no one else could access. That is why you left such a mark. That is why your absence hurts them more than they admit, even if they never say a word to you again. Heaven is revealing that this person is not just dreaming about you. They're being given visions. They may not realize it, but some of these dreams are prophetic. They're seeing future versions of you, blessings being poured into your life, miracles being unlocked through your obedience, and it's causing them to reflect on what they lost, what they mishandled, and what they can no longer deny. In some dreams, they see you walking away from them forever. In others, they see themselves arriving too late. And these dreams are not warnings to them alone. They are warnings to you. Do not ignore the timing. Do not allow bitterness to speak louder than discernment. And do not assume that their silence means nothing is happening. This person is in a spiritual wrestle right now. God is working on them privately in ways you may never be allowed to see. And your only job is to continue walking in obedience. Keep healing. Keep surrendering. Keep praying, even if you don't know what to say, because your prayers are shaking things in the realm of dreams. Every whispered plea you've made over them is still active in the atmosphere, and God has not let a single one fall to the ground. The reason you were shown this person's name again, the reason their image resurfaced in your mind, is because heaven is preparing a moment where the spiritual realm will collide with the physical, and everything that's been hidden will be revealed. Until then, do not chase them. Do not harden your heart. And above all, do not silence your spirit, because the next dream they have may be the one that changes everything. And heaven wants your heart prepared when that moment arrives. There's a reason you've been waking up at strange hours, feeling like you're being watched, like someone's whispering your name through the veil of reality, even though no one is there. It is not paranoia. It is not coincidence. It is the residue of a spiritual visitation. Heaven is allowing the dreams of this person to spill into your world, into your senses, your instincts, your quiet moments. Not to confuse you, but to alert you, to stir your discernment and open your spiritual eyes to something extraordinary happening beyond the reach of your understanding. Archangel Michael says this connection is no longer operating on the level of surface emotion. It has been elevated to a holy frequency where healing, repentance, forgiveness, and divine timing are all being orchestrated in secret. This is why the person dreaming about you keeps returning to that realm, because their healing has become too urgent to delay, because the things they tried to bury are beginning to rise. And the only place where their spirit still finds clarity is when it stands before yours in dreams, stripped of ego, fully exposed to the truth of what your soul really meant to theirs. There are layers to this connection you still haven't understood, promises sealed generations ago that are tied to your union or your separation. This isn't just about you and this person. It's about the spiritual assignment heaven entrusted to both of you. One that, if fulfilled correctly, could break generational cycles, ignite dormant spiritual gifts, and unlock doors that have remained sealed in your bloodline for centuries. You were never just a relationship. You were never just a temporary lesson. You were a divine interruption in their life, sent to dismantle the strongholds that had wrapped around their soul like chains. And this is why they dream about you with such intensity. It is not nostalgia they're feeling. It's divine regret. It's recognition. It's a holy ache that has no name in the language of men. Their soul is searching for the light you carried, the prayers you whispered over them in silence, the way your presence used to calm storms they never told you they had. Their dreams are their last refuge, the only place they can still feel close to what they lost. And heaven allows it, not to torment them, but to prepare them for what must come next. You must understand, this is no ordinary spiritual connection. It has been monitored, protected, and tested repeatedly. Angels have been assigned to both of you. Warnings have been issued in dreams. Instructions have been downloaded into their subconscious. But because their conscious mind still resists, their spirit is being summoned more forcefully each night. And every dream leaves them with the undeniable sense that time is running out. They see you moving forward. They see you glowing. In some dreams, you're speaking to others, offering the kind of love they rejected, and it crushes them. Not because of jealousy, but because the soul knows when it has lost something sacred. They may not be able to explain it. They may not even admit it. But heaven is watching their response closely, because this person's reaction to the dreams is now determining the timeline of their restoration or their removal. God is giving them one final season of clarity where their spiritual vision is being sharpened. And if they continue to ignore what's being revealed at night, heaven will take action in the day. Do not mistake their silence as peace. Their spirit is in warfare. Their mind is unsettled. Their emotions are flooded. And you, without realizing it, have become the mirror through which they see both what they were and what they were meant to be. You are not imagining the sudden bursts of sadness. You're not broken for still feeling connected. You are discerning something real that exists beyond the flesh. And heaven does not want you to shut it out. It wants you to understand it. There are still things tied to this connection that must be unraveled carefully through revelation, not rage, through obedience, not obsession. Archangel Michael urges you to stay spiritually sensitive in this hour because the person in your dreams is not just dreaming for themselves. They are receiving dreams that are meant for you too. Prophetic messages, warnings, confirmations. In one of their recent dreams, they saw a door. Behind it was a version of you they almost didn't recognize, whole, healed, radiant. You did not look back at them. You walked through the door and vanished. They woke up in tears, and they didn't know why. But heaven did, because that dream was a warning. If they do not act soon, the opportunity will be lost. Not because of punishment, but because of your preparation. You are being elevated. You are being readied for a life beyond what this person once knew. And though your love for them was real, heaven will not let your destiny be delayed any longer. This is why their dreams are becoming louder, more vivid, more emotional, because the window is closing. The spiritual realm is shifting. And those who do not respond to the call are being replaced by those who will. God is not trying to reopen old wounds. He's trying to complete what he started. And sometimes, closure doesn't come from an apology. It comes from understanding your purpose was always bigger than the pain. This person will keep dreaming of you until one of two things happens. Either they awaken to the truth and step into their divine assignment, or the dreams will stop and the connection will be released permanently. Not out of anger, but because God is not a God of confusion. If someone refuses to honor the spiritual invitation, the invitation will be passed on to someone who will. And you, beloved, are being prepared to receive something holy, something new, something greater than anything you imagined with this person. But heaven needs you awake, not waiting, not wondering, awake, ready, listening, because this season is not about waiting for them to return. It's about recognizing that every dream they've had is proof that heaven never stopped watching the connection, and neither should you. The time has come to bring clarity to what heaven has been showing you in pieces. You were never crazy to feel that someone out there was spiritually tethered to you. You were never imagining the sudden rush of emotion, the unexplainable moments of longing, or the unshakable sense that something sacred is being exchanged in the silence of your sleep. This person is dreaming of you not because they missed the surface connection, but because the divine covenant their soul made in the spirit realm before either of you were born is now pressing against time. Heaven is intervening. You need to know this. There are battles being fought in dreams because they are too afraid to fight them in real life. There are words they have wanted to say, but each one chokes on guilt before it ever finds their voice. They stand at the doorway of awakening each night, reaching for your hand, but each morning they collapse into the fear that it's too late. You must understand, the dreams are not for romance. They are for redemption. The Holy Spirit is reaching into their subconscious to repair what pride destroyed and to give you a choice. Stay open to God's timing or close your heart to avoid further pain. But if you truly want to hear from heaven, listen now. This story is not over. There is something eternal in the way you were sent to this person. You were not merely placed in their path, you were assigned. Heaven designed you to carry a key to their awakening, and though they failed to honor it in the natural realm, their spirit knows your voice as the sound of rescue. They remember what it felt like to be seen by you, not just looked at. They remember how your prayers calmed storms in them that not even they could name. And now, as they sleep, the veil is lifted. They see visions of you in white light. They hear you saying things you never said aloud. They wake with tears in their eyes, unsure whether it was memory or prophecy. In these dreams, heaven is painting images not just of what was, but what could have been, what still might be if obedience overtakes ego. But God will not wait forever. There are divine time frames, prophetic expiration dates. If they do not heed the call, the dreams will become their punishment, not their preparation. Because once heaven has offered truth and it is ignored, the silence becomes deafening. and they're nearing that moment now. The next dream they have of you could be the last. And you, too, will feel it in your spirit. A closing, a lifting, a sudden release that feels like freedom laced with holy sorrow. Not because God is cruel, but because your assignment is evolving. If they do not answer the spiritual call that has now intensified through dream after dream, the weight of their silence will be lifted off your shoulders, and you will see with terrifying clarity why they were never meant to go where God is leading you next. Do not wait for an apology. Do not wait for validation. The fact that their soul cannot stop returning to you is heaven's way of saying, I trusted you with this connection because your heart was pure. But now, that purity is being redirected toward a new path, a new level, and possibly a new person, one who will not need to lose you in order to value you. Someone who will not wrestle with the angels in their sleep, because they'll be wide awake and fully present in the natural realm. Someone who will pray with you, not just for you. Someone who will see your light and protect it, not misuse it. But here's the mystery. Whether or not that new person is someone new or the one who has been dreaming of you depends entirely on their next decision. And heaven is watching closely. You're not powerless in this. Your prayers are still being heard. Your obedience to stay aligned with heaven, even while grieving, is storing up blessings beyond your comprehension. Angels have been dispatched on your behalf. Archangel Michael has stood between you and spiritual danger more than once. And Jesus himself has interceded for you in moments you felt too numb to pray. You are not just remembered. You are prioritized. And what is coming will not just answer your tears. It will reward them. There is someone right now who is in spiritual agony over the way they mishandled you. They don't even know how to form the words to reach you. But in the spirit realm, their dreams are forming them for them. Each night, they rehearse their return. Each morning, they forget the courage they had in sleep. But God sees it. God knows. And if they continue to dream and ignore it, their soul will face the consequences. But you will soar. You will be ushered into a realm of purpose so consuming, so fulfilling, that every past wound will become a distant echo. You will rise into the place that was always meant for you, whether they ever rise to meet you there or not. So stay alert. Do not chase. Do not beg. Do not fall back into waiting. Stay sensitive. Stay covered. Stay grounded in the Word. Heaven is not just delivering messages and dreams. Heaven is confirming destinies. This is not a time to cling to a connection. It is a time to cling to God. If they are meant to find you again, they will. If not, God will make sure the one who finds you next has already seen you in their dreams too, but this time, not as a regret, but as a revelation. And that, beloved, is how heaven turns mourning into dancing and dreams into destiny.